And welcome back. Our lead story tonight, a strategy plan for the next 3 to 5 years for the PSU is among matters to be discussed when the union meets at its 5th Biennial Delegates Conference tonight. The conference will be held under the theme Uniting for Survival and Prosperity. General Secretary of the Public Service Union, Thomas Later, says a new executive for the union will also be elected at the conference.
We have the formal opening of the conference. We have our featured speaker. We will be awarding some people, or honoring some people who have contributed to the union, having served on the executive, be representatives on the Public Service Commission, and remaining loyal to the union after a long, long time. So at least all these people will be honored this evening. Our featured speaker will come from one of our native sons. And tomorrow, God's willing, we'll have the business session. At tomorrow's meeting, we'll have election for a new executive. We will be receiving the executive report for the past 2 years. And another highlight will be some changes to our constitution so that we give people who have retired from the service but who remain as members of the union the same rights and privileges that every member, ordinary member of the union, enjoys. Coming out of the meeting, or we expect to come out of the meeting, ideas which will aid us, or coming out of the conference, ideas which will help us in developing our strategic plan for the next 3 to 5 years.
And as General Secretary of the Public Service Union, Thomas Later. Prime Minister Roosevelt Kairi says the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Alex Boyd Knights, did not make the seats of the 2 opposition members vacant. There has been a public debate about whether the announcement of the vacant seats of Margaret Representative Edison James and Salisbury member Hector John was constitutional. But Prime Minister Roosevelt Kairi told Kairi's Hang program today that the members were the ones who vacated their seats.
The Speaker acted in accordance with the rules and the Constitution. It wasn't the Speaker who made the seats vacant. The rules are very clear, and therefore the opposition took a decision not to come to the Parliament, and they made the seats vacant. The question one has to ask in the Nuchols party: if they knew that by not coming to the Parliament, their seats would not have been affected, why did they send Mr. Prevost? Prevost showed up on the first sitting. Because I am satisfied that people got advice that if he did not show up for the first sitting, then his seat would have been vacated. And because the Rosa Central seat would have been in greater danger than the others, he decided to go forward. So they knew that. Mr. James has been in Parliament for close to 20 years. He knows that. He was Minister for Legal Affairs. So to try to give the people an impression that the Speaker acted illegally and unconstitutionally and so forth, and this is masquerade and all thing, it's not true at all. And so in my case now as Prime Minister, I have no choice in the matter. I have no choice in the matter but to advise the President on the whole of by-election. If I do not advise the the President, and the 90-day period as provided for by the Constitution to hold the by-election, I would have found myself as Prime Minister in breach of the Constitution. If I find myself in breach of the Constitution, it's a serious matter on my part. So I have to advise the President to call the by-elections.
Meantime, Prime Minister Kairi says nothing under the Constitution in Dominica is preventing the UWP members from going to court.
They were advised by people who will not be able to win a seat in this country to take those actions and not looking at the greater good of they going to Parliament. So to stay out of Parliament, if you feel you're grave because the Attorney General could move the courts, and the Attorney General is not grave, and therefore there's no need for her to move the courts. The members themselves, that is to say Mr. James and Mr. John, can't move the courts. And or any voter in these 2 constituencies could move the court to determine whether the action on the part of the Speaker was within the confines of the rules and the Constitution. Now, if you're out there saying that she was wrong, the Speaker was wrong, then go to the court. If you think that you will win.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Meantime, the minority opposition, Dominica Freedom Party DFP, has said it will not contest next month's by-election in 2 constituencies. DFP leader Judith Pestana said it is not clear whether the House Speaker should have declared the seats vacant and the matter should be decided in court. The governing Dominica Labour Party won 18 seats in the last poll, with the remaining 3 going to the United Workers' Party. The DFP has failed to secure any seats and is not represented in Parliament. The UWP claimed that there were irregularities and are challenging the election results in court. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit announced on Monday that the poll will be held on July 9th. In more news tonight, a cheaper LPG for Dominicans. That's what the Dominica government is promising to consumers. Reuben Blackmore, who represented Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit at the official launch of the Petro-Caribe LPG, says a Petro-Caribe represents a comprehensive program which emanates practical social projects in Dominica.
You heard before me, speakers made reference to the Yesica program, and just before your last election, right here, this program was launched, the LPG program was launched, with emphasis being placed on the Yesica people who have been assisted under the Yesica program. Today it's been extended to all and sundry, the various communities, the various localities, hamlets. And when we speak and we talk about taking Dominica to the next level, in the various spheres of our development, a number of people say it's not being said with clarity. And suddenly they cannot understand simple English. That's no problem. But I want you to say to me that if you move from cooking the food with wood to LPG is not taking your life to the next level. That is what, my dear friends, the many detractors cannot appreciate and understand. And that is what the Dominica Labour Party, which has been led by Roosevelt Skerrit, is all about. It's all about empowering people. And when we talk about all Charlotte, what do we mean? The ordinary folks in the rural communities, they are people too. And we in the Labour Party believe that it doesn't matter who you are, that everyone has the ability to lift himself up once given the opportunity.